What is going on, everybody? My name is Japes and welcome to another FIFA 13 gameplay. Today you are going to be seeing one of the matches, I suppose, or the most recent match that I had with Calfreezy, or against Calfreezy. I'm going to be choosing FC Barcelona and he will be choosing Manchester City, who you guys saw me play with yesterday. A little classic kit action there from City. Very, very cool stuff. Cannot wait to unlock all of that. Brief rundown of telestats if you want to run down back there. But I'm going to be playing a custom. I went ahead and edited the teams prior to playing a lot of these games. I found for me the best formations were the 4-4-2 wide, which is essentially what a 4-1-2-1-2 was in previous games, and the 4-2-2-2. For Barcelona, the 4-2-2-2 works best for me. This again is the skill game that you guys saw yesterday. And I want to say for today's uploads and videos, if we can get this video, I guess, I don't know, I'm weird about asking for likes and stuff like that, but if this video gets quite a bit of support, I'll be more than glad to upload another skill game. I also saw quite a few comments saying, I don't know about this possession play that you're talking about, it doesn't quite look like it's in there, but it is slow passing, and you do have to have quite a bit of solid midfield play in order to fully maximize your gameplay and dominate this game. Unlucky there, tried to go for a little fancy pass with Messi, or fancy shot with Messi into the goal at the end of that sequence, but this is a very, very interesting gameplay, and I try to show you the way that you can play Barcelona football in FIFA 13, knocking it around. There were stretches where I held the ball for what seemed like ages, or that's what Calfreezy was like, I feel like I've hardly touched this ball. This was a miserable way to play against, but you can see right there with the complete dribbling, getting out of tight situations, retaining possession, and I want to say with the first touch control, a lot of the stuff that you're seeing in this gameplay is just highlights where stuff works out well for me. So you will not be seeing loads and loads and loads of first touch. Like right there, though, as I'm going into that, right there, you saw the first touch control, and it just slipped away from David Villa in the box, and there was nothing that I could do about it. It was essentially what seemed to be somewhat of a random giveaway, even though it wasn't quite random, I suppose. But it does happen quite frequently, and it definitely is not always perfect. As far as passing goes, I like to play a very quick one-touch passing game, if I can play one-touch or one or two-touch passing game, pass and move, and the way to do that is you need to take the ball into open space, and that's one of the things that with my gameplay you might see that's a little bit different. I always try to receive the ball and turn my player into open space. It's one of those things that if you have that football IQ and that football mindset, it will drastically help you out in the transition from FIFA 12 to FIFA 13. You're no longer able to instantly just try to turn on your opponent. Mind you, there is a chance to do that. If you flick the stick the opposite way, you get some very, very cool animations and very cool turns that were not in FIFA 12. But you can see this is the one-touch kind of passing I'm talking about, and I don't know if it's perfect or it even should have been like that, but I am happy with the way, I guess, Barcelona plays. You guys will see it. I also wanted to talk heavily about pace in this game. I'm using Mascherano and PK as my two center backs, and for the most part, they really didn't get outpaced at all. The defensive positioning is excellent, and you do no longer need ultra pacey center backs to support your team. Now, this might be different for Ultimate Team, and I know a lot of you guys are extreme Ultimate Team fans in here, and so don't quote me on what that will be like, but for this, the higher rated center backs more often than not were the better center backs, and you didn't need to put in the the paciest players to really stand up and have a chance. That's not to say that there aren't chances or opportunities in the game or situations where pace doesn't help, but for the most part, pace isn't the #1 factor. Which is amazing. The attributes that what I found is the attributes that what will be gold players in Ultimate Team or the higher rated players. It's the mental attributes in some senses. It's the things that they do naturally as far as their positioning that help out drastically. When you play with the lower rated teams, not only do you have to deal with the first touch being quite not quite poor, but a bit more difficult to deal with, but you also have to deal with your defense leaving some gaps because their ratings aren't as good and they're not putting themselves in all the best positions at all the time, which I think is great. That's essentially the way it should be. If if lower rated players were the great players in the big leagues, then of course they'd have the higher ratings, but they don't, and so they're gonna make mistakes all the same. That's not to say there won't be games where they end up doing exactly what is needed to to get the job done. But as far as FIFA 13 goes, the teams that I feel will be most dominant in this game are going to be the teams that are very strong passing teams and are very strong essentially with the ball at their feet. And that's your Barcelona. Arsenal was very difficult to play against. Dortmund is very fun to play with. Also, you've got Real Madrid is quite good, and that's mainly down to the fact that I guess it's La Liga for me. In previous FIFAs is a very technical league. And it shows in a lot of the player ratings and the way they play and perform on the pitch. And you can see that with Barca right here. It's Man City, I think, is probably the... actually, I'll probably do a video on my top 3 to 5 maybe best teams. But Man City will most definitely be in there, as will Barcelona. I've got other clips to show you with these teams that were just sporadically taken. But I wanted to get you guys another full gameplay and show you kind of the way you can get passing and move sequences, what kind of goals can be scored with a good bit of build-up play. If you're new to my channel, this is pretty standard stuff, the way I'll go about showing as many of the highlights as I can, get you guys in for a feel of the game. But I'm still in England right now, actually at Nepenthes' house, but I'm going to have a tough time even wanting to play FIFA 12 at all again after this. It was a great event. The event's now over, and I'm extremely thankful to EA for having me at the event, and also for NVIDIA and Elgato for giving us the equipment needed to be able to make all these videos for you guys early. So I will leave their links down to their sites below if indeed you do want to check them out. They will be in the description along with everybody else that will be putting out FIFA 13 content early. Which would be the other guys that will be at the event. But I wanted to just show what a foul looked like. That skill run that I had a little bit earlier with Iniesta, skills are good and bad all in the same. Step overs feel like they've been drastically nerfed, and you're not able to get that acceleration boost out of step overs anymore, which I am a little bit disappointed by, but for the most part, I'm still quite fond of the way the game plays as a whole. It's a passing-based game. We played some 2v2s last night, and 2v2s were so extremely rewarding, and I cannot wait for clubs to come out. Anyways, guys, we're coming to the end of this commentary and this gameplay. If you did enjoy the video, a like or a thumbs up is greatly appreciated. If this can get somewhere way up in the like department, I'll make sure to upload another video today. My name is Japes, and I will catch you all next time.